How would you describe your aging process? Do you consider yourself healthy or unhealthy? And I said, what are the major factors in healthy aging? How do we measure them? What can we do about them? And I said, all of this week, we're going to take 2 or 3 a day. We're going to cover 10 major factors for evaluating your aging process. And we listed all 10 factors. We gave you all the information on impaired mitochondrial function. And I'd love you to come in and register and tell me, how many yes answers did you have to those 6 questions I asked you? The questions are, again, are you frequently tired? Do you have stiff and sore muscles? Do you have poor stamina? Do you exercise less than 2 hours a week? Have you ever been diagnosed with having low iron? And do you think you honestly look old for your age? Yes, to any of those, I want to know about it. Keep score. After we do all of these 10 categories, we're going to add it all up and tell you what we want you to do. The second category, impaired digestion and absorption. Now, that kind of speaks for itself, right? I mean, if you're not fully digesting and absorbing your foods, how are you going to get the nourishment you need to be healthy, to have healthy aging, to make your skin look good and your hair look good, and for you to be all in all very healthy? So here are the 6 questions. Any more than 3 answers to the yes column, I want to hear from you. Number 1, do you get gas bloating immediately after eating? So you sit down, you have your breakfast or your lunch or your dinner, you're not even finished, and you're like, whoa, I am bloated. Look at the size of my belly. What's going on here? Number 2, do you get gas also, but 1 or 2 hours after eating? You don't get it immediately after eating, but 2 hours after you eat, you say, my gosh, look at my belly. What happened to me? Is that air? What is that? Feels solid as a rock. So, number 1, do you get gas and bloating immediately after eating? Number 2, do you get that same gas and bloating, but it's 1 to 2 hours later? Can you see the difference there? Immediately after eating, it's your stomach. 2 to 3 hours later, 1 to 2 hours later, it's your intestinal tract. Big difference, right? Number 3, do you have flatulence? Do I have to explain that? Yeah? Do I have to use the other word? Do you get flatulence? Number 4, do you feel a burning in your stomach or your chest or your throat? Do you feel any kind of a burning sensation in your belly, in your chest, or in your throat? You know what I'm looking for there, right? Number 5, is your stomach discomfort reduced by food intake? In other words, do you have stomach feels cranky, feels bloated, it feels irritated, but yet if you eat something, hey, it feels better. So, is stomach discomfort reduced by food intake? And number 6, do you feel uncomfortable in general after you finish eating? You just had something to eat. Do you feel uncomfortable? So those are the 6 questions. Answer yes. I'd love to hear from you. We've covered 2 categories. Question number 1 in this impaired digestion and absorption. Do you get gas bloating immediately after a meal? Do you get gas and bloating 1 to 2 hours after a meal? Do you have flatulence? Do you feel a burning in your stomach, chest, or throat? Is stomach discomfort reduced by food intake? And do you feel uncomfortable after you finish eating? Answer those yes or no.